name is Mark Dawson. I'm a senior, and I play outside linebacker.
Have you played all 4 years?
I've played freshman year and then senior year.
Why did you not play sophomore, junior year?
I was really just trying to focus on lacrosse as that being my main sport, and then decided to quit and be in the student section with my friends, and realized that wasn't my place. I'd rather be on the field with my friends. Just missing practice every day and being part of the team is something I really enjoy, and kind of missed out on those 2 years, and I regret not playing those 2 years.
I've heard a lot about, in these interviews, I've heard a lot about teamwork and how your team is kind of a brotherhood in a way. Explain that for me.
I kind of just think that like the bond we have this year is way better than in years past. Especially freshman year, it was kind of divided. Like the seniors were really in charge and kind of stuck to themselves. And this year, I feel like we try and include everyone to make sure everyone gets their reps at practice and just try and build that bond so we can make a deep run in the playoffs this year.
You didn't play sophomore, junior year. You came back your senior year. What's it like coming back, missing those 2 years, and trying to bond with all your teammates?
It was kind of tough getting back out there. Obviously being a little rusty, but like the coaches and everything, they were really accepting and like understanding of why I wasn't there, and like trying to help me get back to where I was. And like being with the seniors, like I still hung out with all my friends and all the juniors that were there. Like it wasn't as tough as I guess it could have been. The coaches and teammates really made it easier to transition back into that football grind.
If you were going to look back on your time at Manual football, what has been your toughest moment with the team?
I think just being out there in the summer when all my other friends are at the pool or hanging out doing stuff on their own. All of us are out there at middle of July practicing every day, lifting, conditioning, and then just realizing that like all that work you put in is going to lead up to now. It's not really in the moment. You got to kind of look past that and focus on the final goal more than in the moment kind of stuff. And that was really the hardest thing to wrap my head around, was how much goes into the football season and how much work is not seen by everyone else that's not on the team.
I've heard a lot about hard work and how that's emphasized by your coach. How has he affected you and taught you in your time at Manual?
Aside from football, he's really taught me like basic life skills that everyone should know about, like being like a nice, upstanding young man, and how to be respectful and understand hard work and understand the core values that would make a championship team.
You guys were also Carmony's first class. So what's that bond like after, I guess with you 2 years, but still, it's yours first class, it's 4 years. What's it like, that bond with him?
We were just kind of like his first class. There was really, with the coaching change that happened in the middle of the school year before Carmony was here, there was no time to really get the kids in that were needed. And so it was kind of like the kids that were here were the kids that were here. And we didn't have a freshman team, so we all had to play up and play JV. And that was kind of tough, being a freshman playing against juniors and seniors that have obviously played a lot more than we have. And I think that just kind of made our bond with him a little bit stronger. Whereas other kids don't really have that history and connection with him, where he understands the hardships we had to go through, and other kids didn't have to endure those.
So you mentioned that you guys played against JV your freshman year. What was that like? What did that teach you?
To really focus on the fundamentals and the technical side of the football game, instead of like just being the bigger and stronger, faster kid, because that's not how it was for any of us. Like in middle school, we were probably more dominant kids on our team, the team we played against. But as a freshman playing up, it kind of taught me a lot more how to stay focused and practice more and pay attention to the little details.
Looking back on your years with the team, what is your favorite memory in general?
If I had to pick one thing that stood out the most, is definitely being on like the team bus ride back to school or wherever after a big win. Everyone's really energetic and just really passionate about what happened, and all the hard work we put in July and all the summer befores and the week before really pays off, and you can actually feel it on the bus ride back after a win.
Now, what is the funniest memory from the team?
Funniest memory, freshman year, summer practice, and Lawrence Mason, who no longer plays, we were in between 2 days and walked up and asked DJ what he wanted to drink, and he said, I don't know, water maybe, and Michael Morgan throws an apple at him, hits him in the head, and screams, should have said Red's Apple Ale, and everyone was just really laughing and enjoying it, and DJ was pretty upset, and at the time it wasn't really funny to him, but everyone else was dying laughing. We all enjoyed that moment. It was pretty memorable, and probably never forget that.
I've heard from in other interviews that Carmony can say some pretty funny stuff and has some pretty crazy sayings. What's your favorite Coach Carney saying?
Yeah, just the way he is and the way he acts and responds to things is pretty funny. Like there's some funny stuff that is said that shouldn't be repeated, and I understand his position. It's a very emotional and physical job, and he has to deal with a lot of kids and understand things that most coaches don't have to do, and most teachers don't have to do. And just the way he deals with it is pretty funny. It just him as a person is humorous, not in a bad way, but
All of our 3 years here so far at Manual, we've gotten beaten by Male. How has that pushed you? How has that made you more ready? How has it affected you coming into the season? And what are you looking forward to for the Male Manual game?
I think this year is one of the first years I've been a part of where we've had all our pieces together. No one's been hurt. All our teams here, and then we have a very good season so far coming into the game with 1 loss, maybe 2. I think that'll really help push us and motivate us because Male's always been competitive, and this year is the first year I think in a while we've actually been able to compete with them and hang in that game, or at least we should be able to hang in there and compete with them. And that really just pushes us to get better every day at practice and keep going.
If your teammates had to use one word or phrase to describe you as a player, as a person, as a teammate, what would they use?
I think they would say team player. I think I'm not trying to take anyone's reps during practice, but also out there trying to do the same thing as them. I understand I'm a senior and only played 2 years and want the other guys, younger guys, to get their reps and time in when they deserve it. And I kind of feel like some of the seniors that come back and just play for 1 year kind of like trying to take that away from the other kids just because they're a senior think they can do that. I think it's better to have everyone else get their own time.
What would you use to describe yourself?
I think the teammate one fits both of those. I think just being able to go out there and enjoy one last season with my friends is kind of something like my dad was kind of disappointed that I wasn't playing. He wasn't trying to force me to play, but he was like, you'll miss out on stuff that you'll look back on 10 years from now and won't realize it. And I think I didn't really understand that concept now, but now I understand a lot better that these friendships and times out there will last forever, and that's something you can take with you for a long time. And a lot of people miss out on just because they want to have a long summer break and don't want to practice every day after school, and that's something you kind of look past it.
Who do you play for?
DuPont Manual.
Well, like, more specifically, what pushes you to play? What motivates you when you're on the field?
I think just trying not to let my teammates down and just being able to be there with them every day at practice and understand, like, if they're going hard every day at practice, then I should have to do the same thing to hold each other accountable and be at the same intensity in the games no matter what, who we're playing, especially in practice when other guys are trying to get better and they want to play at the college level and go to the next stage. And if I'm not there, I'm not helping them get any better, and it just kind of makes me reflect on it, because if I was in their shoes, I would want the person going against me to go 110% so we both could get better.
What is your message to Male this year?
Get ready, it'll be a good game.